Gaethje fought very fucking dirty in this fight. A lot of eye pokes, a groin shot as well. I think Paddy Pimblett had a groin shot that he landed too, but that was towards the end of the fight where it was just an absolute mess of a scrap.
The long-awaited fight is finally over, as the octagon door has just closed on one of the biggest lightweight matchups in recent time. Paddy the Baddy Pimblett and Justin Gaethje stepped into the octagon to end their heated rivalry once and for all. When the final bell rang, the fight world exploded with reactions, opinions, and debate as these two fighters settled their score inside the cage.
48-47, 49-46, and 49-46 for the winner.
It was an absolutely incredible fight, incredible war. I want you to enjoy it, enjoy your victory. Congratulations on the interim championship belt. Look forward to seeing you fight for the title. I just want to thank the UFC for allowing me to be in this position. This is like my 11th main event.
Oh, it's food.
Obviously delivered in the main event, capped off with a war. Just give us your thoughts on Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett delivering a 5-round battle.
Yeah, I mean, what a couple. So Paddy Pimblett at the weigh-in yesterday says, I'm going to knock this motherfucker out tomorrow. And I was like, that's interesting. And he never abandoned that game plan. Even when, he got dropped a couple times, I kept waiting for him. I'm like, he's eventually going to have to shoot and try to submit him. Now, I didn't know Paddy Pimblett had a chin like that until tonight. And, absolute dogfight in a war, and much respect to both guys.
We haven't seen Justin yet, so we don't know what his status is physically. But, I mean, is the interim, is the unification fight have to be next? Or is there a case if he's hurt and needs to be out for a while?
Apparently he's 100%. So we sent Paddy Pimblett straight to the hospital, and then we're going to send Gaethje too. And Gaethje's like, believe me, I've been in plenty of wars. I'm good. So as far as we know right now, he's healthy.
Dana, I remember when Paddy first arrived in the UFC, you were saying stuff like, well, his entrance is good and it's all well and good to get the fans, but he needs to be able to fight. Obviously, we've seen him have great wins before, but to show the durability he had in that fight tonight, do you feel like even though he lost, he will be considered one of the best in that division moving forward?
No doubt about it. I mean, he was the favorite tonight. I think that's what fucked him. Every other one, he's the underdog and everybody thinks he's going to lose. Tonight, he's the favorite. I don't think that his game plan was the greatest. Obviously, tonight he showed he is tough, he is durable, and almost impossible. I mean, especially against Gaethje. And you're eating those punches from him. It's one thing to say, listen, I'm going to come out. I believe in my durability. I believe in my chin, and I'm going to go toe-to-toe with this guy. But when it starts to not work, at some point you got to say, you know what? It's the third round. I got 2 rounds left. I might want to try to take him down and submit him here.
After the fight, one of the biggest talking points was how one-sided it turned out. The winner made it clear that he always planned to finish this rivalry in a memorable way, and he clearly enjoyed proving a point along the way. He didn't just win, he taught his opponent a hard lesson. Before the fight, the losing fighter had boldly claimed that the winner's face would be changed forever, while saying his own would look exactly the same. But once the fight was over, it was hard not to imagine the winner thinking, take a look at your face now, it doesn't look the same anymore, does it? And make no mistake, that loss will stay with him. You simply cannot walk into the octagon with that level of confidence, especially at the highest level of the sport. A real champion, or someone try to become one, must always prepare for the worst possible outcome and think through everything that could go wrong. That's honestly how fighters perform their best when the pressure is at its peak. When you prepare for the worst case scenario, it allows your strongest version to come out. These are lessons that must be taken seriously. To be blunt, his mindset going into that fight was simply not right. There's no other way to say it. You cannot compete at this level when you carry yourself like that. Acting with arrogance and confidence that has no real foundation will not work. False confidence is dangerous. It's ugly, it's damaging, and it fails you every single time. Sadly, that's exactly what he relied on. Hopefully, he learns and makes changes. Now, putting the post-fight shots aside and looking back at the build-up before the fight, it's clear that the expert opinion showed just how divided the fight world truly was about this matchup. For example, the legendary Eddie Alvarez approached his breakdown from a completely different angle, drawing on his first-hand experience with Justin Gaethje's fighting style after facing him early in Gaethje's UFC run, rather than focusing only on raw talent or technical skills. Alvarez emphasized that overall readiness might be the single most important factor in a fight like this. Former champion explained that Gaethje brings a very rare kind of pressure non-stop, crushing intensity that training partners simply cannot recreate over the course of full camp. Alvarez vividly remembered the constant shots to the body, the non-stop aggression, and the overwhelming feeling of having no space to breathe during their violent clash. He made it clear that no amount of sparring can truly prepare a fighter for that reality. You don't fully understand what it's like to face Gaethje until you're in there with him yourself, experiencing that pressure under true championship level conditions.
It's like the first thing that comes to mind when you think of that fight with Justin.
That I'm glad it's over and I never want to do it again. I'm like, the fans don't ever ask for a rematch or anything like that, because that would have never. I'm like, I'm glad. He's unique, man, and he's one of my favorite guys to watch. So like, but if you want to beat Justin Gaethje, you have to. So he's a forward fighter and a pressure fighter that he will stand in the pocket. And he's gonna throw everything he got in that pocket. If you don't meet him, you'll get chewed up. So Paddy, the way to beat a guy who like does this, very violent, aggressive pressure fighter, you have to meet him. You have to throw when he throws. So you got to be brave, and you got to go. You have to go when he goes in between his shots. If you do that, you got a fair shot. If you don't do that, if you're not brave and courageous and throw when he throws in between his shots, it's going to be a really long night. It's going to be a hard night.
Talking about top-level fighters, Michael Chandler, Iron Mike himself, shared a rare and very valuable take on this matchup. His opinion carried real weight because he had done something few others could say. He had fought both men inside the octagon. After Paddy Pimblett's impressive stoppage win in April of the previous year, result that surprised many fans and helped confirm his rapid rise, Chandler was honest in his assessment. He openly acknowledged that the Liverpool fighter, Paddy the Baddy, had a much more well-rounded skill set than most critics were willing to admit. That said, when it came time to make a serious prediction, Chandler still sided with Gaethje. His reasoning was simple and direct. He pointed to Gaethje's deeper experience and a level of overall skill that he believed was just a step higher. The former Bellator champion explained that Gaethje represents music, a completely different kind of challenge, a level of opposition that Pimblett had never faced before in his career. A fighter whose pressure and power are on another level, the kind that clearly separates rising contenders from true championship caliber competitors.
What do you think it looks like?
Oh man, more skilled, more experienced, I think better fighter all around, Justin Gaethje. But I also have been on record and said that Paddy Pimblett is better than a lot of people think he is, because of his haircut and the way he talks. And when I fought him, he's better than a lot of people give him credit for. He's got long reach, good kicks, pretty darn patient and composed in there, but Gaethje's a whole different animal. So if I had to bet, I'd go Justin Gaethje, interim champion, and then he beats Ilia Topuria later on this year.
Then there was a legendary El Chuchui, Tony Ferguson, who much like Michael Chandler shared a very different and deeply personal take on this matchup. His opinion carried special meaning because Ferguson had fought both men during his long, demanding, and well-documented UFC career, making his insight especially rare. Ferguson openly suggested that Gaethje's long history with interim titles and repeated setbacks in undisputed title fights could weigh heavily on him mentally. In a high-pressure moment, those past disappointments might resurface and affect the performance when it matters most. On the other side, Ferguson believed Pimblett's raw ambition and his intense drive to win his first major championship could fuel an almost desperate level of motivation. That kind of mindset in Ferguson's view, often pushes fighters beyond their normal limits and unlocks a higher level they haven't shown before. Drawing from his own first-hand experience in countless brutal battles, Ferguson saw clear flaws in both fighters. Still, when pressed to make a choice, he leaned slightly toward the hungrier challenger, the one chasing a fresh opportunity, with everything on the line, believing that pure, relentless hunger could be the deciding edge in a high-stakes fight like this.
I'm leaning towards Justin.
You're one of the few that I've heard say that. Can you tell us why?
I just think he's been in those 25-minute fights. He's been in dog fights before. I think Paddy's going to have a tough time stopping him on the feet, and I don't think Paddy's going to be able to get him down, so he's going to have to fight with him. Unless Paddy can stay super disciplined for 25 minutes, stay a distance, pick his shot. Justin's just a bigger puncher, and he'll put himself in harm's way to land one of those shots. And it's tough to stay away from him for 25 minutes.
Do you think that the UFC wants Paddy to win?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably, because Justin's talking about retirement, and Paddy's still young, and they can continue to build him. There's a bunch of fights we haven't seen with Paddy. So it's more marketable if Paddy wins.
And so how do you see it playing out?
I think Justin stops him.
Then there was Colby Chaos Covington, who, true to form, didn't hold back at all. He openly voiced his frustration over how strongly the betting odds were favoring the British fighter, Paddy Pimblett, with his trademark confidence. Covington said he would put a large amount of money, a serious stack of cash, on Justin Gaethje if active fighters were allowed to bet on fights, which they aren't for obvious reasons, despite public opinion and the betting world heavily backing Pimblett. Covington completely rejected the popular storyline. He viewed Gaethje as a proven, battle-tested competitor, someone who brings non-stop, crushing pressure the kind that Pimblett had never truly experienced inside the cage. In Covington's eyes, this wasn't just another difficult matchup. He believed Gaethje was coming in with a completely different kind of storm.
I'm going to go with Paddy, you know what I mean? There's been a couple of times where I thought Paddy's had big tests in front of him and he's passed them. And, he showed me in his last fight he can really stick to a game plan. And he's going to need that with a Gaethje.
However, stepping away from the majority of opinions, Sugar Sean O'Malley confidently stood on his own with a very different prediction. With his usual bold energy, he strongly and even enthusiastically backed Paddy Pimblett to capture the interim championship gold. The bantamweight star viewed this matchup as a fascinating stylistic test that actually favored the British grappler if he played it smart. Where others only saw danger, O'Malley saw opportunity. Always sharp in his fight analysis, confidently predicted that Pimblett would spot a key opening in the second round and close the show by locking in his trademark rear naked choke. This forecast showed strong belief not only in Pimblett's high-level ground game, but also in his fight instincts, his natural ability to recognize the exact moment an opponent becomes vulnerable during chaotic exchanges. In the end, O'Malley believed that Pimblett's grappling edge and superior jiu-jitsu would be the deciding factor when the pressure was highest and everything was on the line.
Bad, dude. Paddy's not bad. He's very beatable, and Gaethje's very beatable as well. But when it goes into the passion and how upsetting Justin Gaethje has always been about not getting that real title shot, and they just keep dangling it right there again. Paddy's in for a new treat, right? Paddy's the one that's never fought for a belt. He's going in there. He's going to be trying to, get that stuff. He's going to feel a little bit more fresher. He's going to have that little bit of excitedness in my opinion.
Matchup, Yeah. I think 5 rounds. This is the common take. Everybody gonna say that, not only me, but if Justin Gaethje doesn't stop him on the beginning, he's going to lose. I think everybody thinks like that. And I think Paddy Pimblett will beat Justin Gaethje.
So what's your take? After hearing all these expert opinions, how do you see this amazing lightweight fight? And how do you understand the battle between these two warriors?
I'm kind of leaning towards Paddy. But the way he does get hit with left hooks, he looks so good against Michael Chandler. Paddy's got a lot of ways to win.
He's a scouser.
He's a scouser. Scousers don't get knocked out, you mushroom.
He KO'd Dustin with a head kick too. The fight before the Max Holloway one, which is pretty impressive.
True. So he got, man.
All right, Paddy, rear naked.
So here's the big question. What's your final take on this fight? Who do you think performed better? Who caught you off guard? And what's next for Paddy Pimblett and Justin Gaethje after stepping into that crazy showdown? Drop all your thoughts, predictions, and theories in the comments below. We love seeing the conversation heat up. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into expert analysis and share our passion for MMA, do us a huge favor. Hit that like button, share this video with your fight-loving friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth MMA breakdowns just like this. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. The action is only getting started.
Remember, Paddy RNC is definitely possible.